Just first of all, how did it feel to be back out here, and what were kind of your biggest takeaways from the first day of spring practice?
For one, it felt amazing. I mean, this weather, it's pretty blessed, I'd say, by itself. Felt really good. Defense was flying around. And then as a team in general, it was very high energy, which is always nice, especially on day one. So blessed, I'd say.
I saw a lot of energy from the defense right away. When I showed up, that was one of the first things I noticed. What was kind of your guys' mindset going into this?
We're a defense that's built on swarming to the ball, punching out the ball, taking the ball away, and you got to get to the ball every play to do that. And we like celebrating each other. That's the biggest thing. It's more fun when someone else makes a play, and we all go over there and celebrate with them.
Did this practice differ at all than what you were kind of used to from what Coach Rogers was doing at SDSU?
I'd say it was almost like an exact copy of what we've been doing the last 4 years. Definitely more moving pieces with the two fields, so that was a little different. But throughout the week, we went over it almost 3 times, so we were pretty well prepared for what was about to happen.
Was there anything that maybe kind of stood out to you, either from a play someone made or just kind of the vibe of practice that maybe surprised you, impressed you, so on?
I would say I love how high energy it was. This group's only been together for, 2 months now, and there's a lot of love around the building, which is very nice and very special. Usually it takes a minute to develop that, but we've developed it pretty quick, and you can tell from defense to offense, everyone has each other's backs, which is nice and what you want.
Not bad weather compared to Brookings, I imagine.
Yeah, there's a couple cold days 2 weeks ago, but even then, I can't lie, it wasn't like where we came from. That wind used to rip your face off, so blessed to be here, I'd say.
When you talk to the guys that came over from South Dakota State, do you guys talk about, not needing to prove yourself to the coaching staff, but, show the guys that you're integrating into this team with roster, whether it's freshmen or other first-year players here or guys that have been here before? Like, when you guys – I remember talking to Coach, and he talked about how cool it was to see you guys come together personally. How does that translate on the field, I guess?
One of our biggest goals, I don't know how many of us end up coming, but – we said that we want to show the other guys what Coach expects from practice, school, lift. Like, we want to be the example that the guys that haven't been under Coach see what the standard is, basically.
Last one for me, just what are you looking maybe personally to work on in these next 14 practices?
Definitely kind of want to just get better in man coverage. I play a lot of zone coverage, so I just being a boundary safety, strong safety, I'm not in a lot of man coverage. So I got to flourish on every opportunity I get to play some man coverage.
Talk about building that connection throughout the building with so many new faces, obviously the South Dakota State folks, the folks who were here last year, and then the other transfers. How have you guys kind of melded as a team? What activities have helped you guys do that?
So for the last month, we've been working with Coach Chris Kroc. We have these DNA groups. I don't know how many there is, probably about 12 of them. And he divvied us all up with people that you probably typically wouldn't spend the most time with. So it's not like I'm with all the safeties. I'm with tight ends, receivers, linebackers, linemen, and he gives us a worksheet, about 2-3 questions that can get pretty deep, and you learn a lot about your teammates, about some of the stuff you've been through, so when they're having a hard day that, okay, maybe he's going through something, let's not just jump on him, let's talk with him and see what's really going on. And I feel like when you know more about each teammate and some of the stuff they've been through, it makes you closer with them and want to play harder for them. And then you can, when you know what they're playing for, you can remind them of that on a tough day.
Being in a new place, have you learned anything new about yourself, just kind of adjusting to Pullman and everything?
I feel like I can handle the cold. Like, I was wearing shorts a couple times, and at the old school I would never wear shorts, so I guess I'm maybe a little tougher, maybe.
And what does Coach Rogers expect from a practice, and what have you been able to tell your teammates about that?
He expects you to be really prepared. We spend a lot of time going over what we're going to do at practice, so it starts with your alignment. If you can't align right, then the whole play's over. So it's really just being prepared when you come out here so we can actually run those plays in the right spot.
How did you first find out that Coach Rogers was taking the job here? And just tell us about the process of, being interested in, coming here and kind of what that was all like for you.
So we had a team meeting, it was kind of unexpected, so you kind of knew something might have been up. And he told us that he was going to take the job at Washington State. It was pretty emotional, especially for him. He had been there 20-plus years, player as a coach. He gave that place his all. He's a legend there. And then from there, a couple of us, we just entered the portal just to be safe. The coaching staff here reached out and said, would you like to come to Washington State? And it kind of felt like a no-brainer for me. This is my last year. I didn't really want to be in a system that was unfamiliar. It takes a little bit to learn the system. So this felt like the safest option. And Coach Rogers recruited me. I feel like I owe him a lot, and it felt only right to spend my last year with him.
And then making the jump from FCS to FBS, do you feel any need to kind of prove yourself at this level, or what's that like for you?
I don't know. Where we were at, it was very high level of football. We played some very good teams year in and year out. So it's really just, I wouldn't say prove myself, but it's just show everyone what it looks like. Because at the end of the day, we know the scheme. We've been playing it for 4 years, so we want to show everyone.
You come from a championship program. What does this program need to do, this year to set the foundation, or even accomplish this year to be a championship program?
I'd say it starts in the little things from every day. You really have to attack those little things. Then those little things lead to big things, and next thing you know, you're winning that big game that sends you somewhere even bigger. So.